Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I have the Happy New Year book tag. This book tag was created by Lily at Lily Eleanor Reads and by Caris at Browsing for Books. I will leave links to both of their channels and their Twitters down below. So let's get into it. So the first question is, do you do the Goodreads challenge? If so, how many books are you planning to read this year? So yes, I do the Goodreads challenge, and this year I have set myself the target of 50 books. I feel like that is really ambitious. Last year I did manage to read 60 books, so yeah, 50 books this year. The next question is, do you have any other reading goals for this year? Yes, I do. Overall, I want to read at least one graphic novel a month this year, and I also want to read and finish off quite a few series. Last year I felt like I kind of lacked on the series front a little bit, so this year I really want to conquer my series. There'll be a video about that maybe in a couple of weeks, but that's really it, really, apart from 50 books. The next question is, what is one reading habit you want to leave in 2019, and what is one that you want to carry forward? So the first one that I want to leave behind is I have this habit of like waking up and grabbing my book, reading a bit in bed, then walking downstairs and then proceeding to have the book next to me while I play on my phone, or I just carry the book around all day but actually don't pick it up and read any pages. It's a really weird and peculiar habit and I really want to stop it. It's really annoying and I actually don't get any reading done. And one that I want to carry on into 2020 is using audiobooks to boost my reading. I just think 2019 for me was definitely the year of the audiobook. I now have a job where I have an hour-long commute each way, so audiobooks are like the perfect thing. I definitely want to keep on with audiobooks, and I also want to use audiobooks to enhance the books that I'm physically reading. So for example, at the minute I'm reading Priory of the Orange Tree, and sometimes it's quite hard to sit down and read a chunk of that book for like an hour. So I'll listen to the audiobook intermittently, and it really helps me keep the story going, and it means that I don't get bored of books, because if I read books for too long I get bored of them and just want something new. So it means that I kind of read a lot quicker and read a lot more. Question number 4 is, do you use any other method other than Goodreads to track your reading? If so, what do you use? And yes, I do. I have my own bookish spreadsheet. I don't use any pre-made ones. I started one in 2019 and for the most part I'm using the same spreadsheet just for 2020. I've just added a couple more columns to track a couple things that I didn't track in 2019 that I want to track in 2020. So yeah, every time I read a book I record certain details about the book, and then I have like a summary at the end of the year, which I think is really, really nice. Number 5 is, did you get any books for the holidays that you want to prioritise this year? I didn't get any books as gifts for Christmas, however over the holiday period I did buy quite a few books for myself. I will post a haul of those videos soon. I'm super excited for them, so you will see them soon. So the next question is, what was your last read of the decade, and what will be your new read of the decade? So my last read of the decade was Elizabeth is Missing by Emma Healey, maybe Emma Healey, and it was a bit of a mediocre read for me, but that was the last read of the decade. It kind of went out on a meh sort of front. However, you know, you can't help that you don't love it. And my first, I've actually already finished a book. It is January 2nd today, and I finished The Descent of Man by Grayson Perry. So that was kind of like the first book that I finished in 2020. And I am also currently reading Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon, so I'm hoping that will also be one of my early 2020 reads. Yeah. And number 7 is, are there any series that you want to finish or carry on with this year? Yes, as I said, I'm going to make a whole video about series that I want to start, series I want to finish, series that have got books coming out this year that I'm excited about, etc. But I think my main priority is the ACOTAR series. I started it last year, was kind of pleasantly surprised, especially because I hated Throne of Glass. But actually I was quite pleasantly surprised by this one, and I really, really want to read on in the series, and I have the next book and it is pretty much next on my list. So Number 8 is, what content are you most excited to watch in the new year? I love the kind of 2020 New Year's resolution videos. I love the books I want to read in 2020. I love the 2019 wrap-ups. Anything that kind of wraps the new year up, wraps the old year up and establishes the new year, I think is really, really great. I love that sort of content. I love seeing how people's reading years are planned out, etc, etc. I find it really, really satisfying. I love the statistics videos, and people who make the time to make those are really good. I did see that Ash from A Frolic Through Fiction is doing 12 days of January or 7. She's going to make quite a few videos, so I'm really, really excited about that. Yeah, just general booktube videos, I guess. Question number 9 is, are there any readathons that you are planning on being in this year? Yes, I have already been thinking about what I'm going to read for the Polar-a-thon, and I have also been thinking about what I could read for the Queer Lit readathons, and the Queer Lit weekends, which sound absolutely amazing, which are just like weekends where you prioritise queer literature rather than the Queer Lit readathons that take place like twice each year. There's actually weekends where you can just, there's no bingo board, anything like that. You can kind of just go as you are, but as long as you prioritise queer literature, I think that is incredible. And obviously the Reading Rush, which is something I think the whole community looks forward to and engages in, so the Reading Rush too. And question number 10 is, are there any debut releases that you are excited for in 2020? Oh heck yes. The first one, which comes out pretty soon, is Crier's War. I'll put a picture of the cover here. I'm super excited. I hear it's like a queer end of the world kind of business. A couple of my friends have been shouting about it, and I'm really, really excited about it. And the other one is The Gravity of Us by Philip Stamper. It seems to be about 2 queer boys and some sort of media frenzy. I can't wait for this. I think it sounds really cool, and I have a feeling that it's a debut, so I'm really excited about that. Also, All the Stars and Teeth, which I think is about mermaids. I know very little about all these new releases. I like to go into books blind, so you know. And question number 11 is, shout out a smaller creator who you would like to do this tag. Your definition of smaller. I think most people have already done this tag or have already been tagged. However, I would like Lisa's Bookcase to do this tag. She better do it. She's a bit on hiatus at the minute, but I would like Lisa's Bookcase to do this tag. And if you're watching this and you make videos and you haven't made this tag and really want to, I absolutely tag you. So yeah, those are all of my answers to those questions. Let me know in the comments down below what your reading goals are for 2020, and I will speak to you again soon. Goodbye.